All right. We're on day 12. Day 12, almost halfway done. So,
Yes.
yeah. So I hope that you've been getting value from this. I mean, I feel like you guys are just like just really charging forward, and that's great. As evidenced by Jesse sent me deals, Brad sent me deals, Nina sent me deals. Um, did you send me a deal last night, yesterday, Peter? Maybe not. We're just
Not
working
last.
on
I
something.
just dropped. I dropped the self storage a little bit ago.
Okay. So,
I have a bunch of deals to send you. They're all in Texas.
good. I got money in this pocket and money in this pocket. Let's go. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna pause the recording here for a second. I'm gonna record this, right? So we all have money beliefs. We all have influences from we were in the family that we were raised, in the religion that we were raised, in the community that we were raised, when we went to school. I mean, all these influences come into us and shape our beliefs. So she's in a challenge, interestingly enough, and they've asked her to to really go deep and check her money beliefs, right? So, which is very interesting because from an outward appearance, we can project that we look like we have good money beliefs, right? But if we really take the time to dig deep and go layer under layer under layer and find out, what the source of our money beliefs are and what our true money beliefs are, then it's a good challenge if we choose to get ourselves more empowering beliefs, right? So the last few days we've been having these nice intense conversations about the source of money, her money beliefs and mine and my money beliefs, and then how we can blend them together to be to have even more empowering money beliefs, right?
Oh my gosh, that's so important.
Huh?
That is so important.
Yeah.
If you're in a
And it's
relationship-
ongoing work. I have found it's ongoing work, right? Because whatever level you're at, there is another level of belief that's empowering to you, right? And so, frankly speaking, for many years, I had a lot of fear of loss wrapped around the beliefs of money. Like it manifested itself. Like I would make a bunch of money, then all of a sudden I found myself struggling, and then I'd make a bunch more, and then for some reason it disappeared, right? Or a bunch of it disappeared. It wasn't until I, really eliminated the fear of loss from my belief. And I'm giving just my personal experience, and hopefully it helps. I came from pretty humble beginnings, like really humble. Let's just say they're really humble beginnings. But I would see my dad, get a job, make money, and then struggle. Get a job, make money, and then struggle. And so then I wonder why that was my reality for a while. That was the influence. Until I shifted that and made money more consistent in my beliefs, right? And then of course it manifested itself. So I would just say, just continue checking your beliefs. Like if you get and let's pare it down to what we're doing here. If you get a set of leads, and like check your first thought on those leads. Oh, this will never work. Or where's the opportunity? See those two comments, internal and private and quiet, and nobody hears them, but they are the result of some belief that you have. So just, do personal inventory about your money beliefs, and like when you get a deal or when you talk to somebody or when you're looking for financing or when you're looking for money, just because it comes out. Like if I'm talking to Mark and I'm trying to help Mark understand that he needs to invest in a deal, but I have a lack mentality, then that's energetically going to pass along to Mark, and Mark may not even know why. He's just going to go, I don't think so, right? I don't think so. He may not even know why, as an example. So the beliefs and the attitude and the undercurrent of beliefs about money and wealth and prosperity is something that's transferred to other people as you communicate with them. That said, let's go. Whose deal we want to look at first? Let's see. Let's see, Brad. Where is your deal? Is it on Facebook?
Yeah, I posted the whole thing up on the Facebook feed.
Okay, give me a second. Let me go over there and let's run some numbers on it. I'm looking. Brad, looking at 110 unit. Is that it? Yep, that's it.
That's
okay,
it.
let's do a Zoom share. Okay, here we go. All right, so looking at 100, can you guys all see this? Let's write it down. Looking at 100. Okay, great. Looking at 110 units. All right. What market are we talking about here? Do you want to disclose that?
That's Winston-Salem.
Winston-Salem. Okay, because I know a little bit about Winston-Salem. Winston-Salem is a pretty good market right now, and this is a class. What class is this?
C. Class
C. So your class C's are going to go in the range of $55,000 to $60,000 a door. Okay, that's just off the cuff. That's not set in stone, but that's kind of what I've learned over the recent month or so about with those other ones. All right, per unit. Let's just see. Let's just do that math real quickly. Okay, we got 110 times 55,000. $6 million acquisition. Look at there. Bam. Okay, so you're not too far off. All right, your gross income is this. All right, so let's ask some questions. Is this? Did you get a T12?
I got a T8.
A T8. Okay, so then you got to divide it by 8, multiply it times 12. Is that what this is right here?
Yeah, it had annualized T12.
Okay, an annualized T12. All right, so this is the 12. All right. Somebody do the math real quickly. Go 784, 756 divided by 12. Or excuse me, divided by 110 divided by 12. I want to find out what the average price per unit is.
What was it?
What's the monthly rent? Average monthly rent? Take your gross income, divide it by 110 units, divide it by 12 months. Should tell you what it is per month. Average.
$594.51.
$594. Okay. Now, this is their number. This is. Let's see. What's the? You say it here. What's the vacancy?
95%.
Okay, so it's only 5% vacant. So this is at 95% right here?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So let's put a pin in that 594 figure for a moment. Okay, that's your gross, that's your operating. So that's 40, what is that?
41.
This is 41% of this? No, I don't think
Yeah.
so. This is more like,
No,
this is more like, this number is more like 50 something. 50.
Did I do it wrong?
Do 784 divided by no, it's the other way around. Do 463 divided by 784.
$58.
Okay, so this is 58% of this. Okay, so we know right off the bat our expenses are too high. This should be 45 to 50, 40 to 50 right in there, okay? Which means our NOI, it's flipped, right? It should be at a 58% profit and a 41% expense. All right, so now I start to formulate my plan, right? So I know that I've got maybe low rents, maybe low occupancy, which you say 5%, so that's not low occupancy. So maybe I got low rents, and I'm certain that I have high expenses. So I don't know where those high expenses come from, but that's okay. We can find that out. 41% is too low of a profit. However, if I take my 321,000 and run it at a 5 cap, I get a $6 million purchase price. Run it at a 6 cap, I get a 5.3 purchase price. That market is probably running right in the middle of that, Brad. That market's probably running about 5.5 to 5.6 on the cap. So your actual acquisition price is going to be around 5.7-ish.
They're asking 6.
They're asking 6. Ah, perfect. Okay, they're asking 6. So you're actually going to offer, you know, a good, your strike price is going to be around 5.7 to 5.8. Okay, you know what the strike price is, guys? The strike price is a term that means that's the most you'll ask. The most you'll offer for a deal. All right, so here's your financing, your capital stack right here. At a 25% down, you got to come with 1.5 million. You're going to finance 4.5. Let's run their number here, okay? Because it seems to be closer to what's actually going to be offered.
Hey, Paul,
Yeah.
on this one, if you scroll up, they're saying that there's an assumable there.
Even better. Even better.
That
At 4.7, you know, with 95% occupancy, I can go get 3.9, almost a point difference. But you can run the numbers here. Let me see. Assumption of 3 million. So that means you got to bring 3.
It's actually 2.887, but
Okay, so their actual mortgage amount is 2.887, but still at the 4.7.
I mean, that's not offensive. 4.7's not offensive. And if you don't have penalties for taking it over, and if you don't have to come up with, you know, an origination fee and a new appraisal and a new phase 1, blah blah blah, then that makes it worth it. You see what I'm saying there, Brad?
And I think also what they were saying, Brad, and correct me if I'm wrong, where you wrote the steep payment penalty of existing mortgage, it sounds like they would have a steep payment penalty if that gets paid off with your acquisition. So that's why they want you to assume it.
okay.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Otherwise,
Nina.
they'll tell you to make that payment penalty, which will.
Yeah, they'll tack it on to this 6 million. Yep, that's a good point. Thank you. So they're 2 years into a 10-year note. Okay. All right, so that's good right there. So you're really not going to be financing this much. You're going to be financing the difference of this mortgage balance and your acquisition price.
Okay.
All right, so for the sake of conversation, let's say you buy it at 6, although you're not going to. Let's say you buy it at 6, you're going to be financing around 3. All right, now the challenge with that is that this mortgage is good. They're going to want to stay in first position. This mortgage here, the 3, they're not going to want to be in second, and these people will not subrogate their mortgage lien. I guarantee you. Okay, so that means that we're going to use round numbers. That means that your raise has got to be $3 million. You got to raise $3 million. All right. Now you could get a bridge loan. You got to raise the $3 million, and you got to raise the rehab cost, whatever the rehab cost is. So multiply 110 units times. Let's see, what is this? What is this built? What year is this built? Does it tell me?
1970.
Okay, so multiply 110 units times 5,000 a unit. So that's 550,000. Yeah, $550,000. Where'd you get this 3,000?
Just off of your sheet that you gave us before.
All right. So older property, we don't know how much rehab is in it. This could be accurate, but older property without rehab is certainly $5,000 a door. All right. So we start to
550 on that.
say again.
550 on the rehab then.
Yeah, total $550,000. All right. So now we're doing the math. We're going to raise 550. We're going to raise 3 million, half that. Okay. So we're at, and then we're going to do an acquisition of 2%, 3.5. So we're at a 3.8, 3.9 raise. Okay. We're at a $3.9 million raise. Are you tracking with me so far?
Yep.
All right. So let me see what you got here. That's the low end. What is this? What is this here?
I just separated out the two caps. The 6 million asking is above that.
Gotcha. Okay, let's go back to your cash on cash then.
Shouldn't we calc the mortgage, their assumable?
Pardon?
Shouldn't we calc their assumable, their 4.7?
Yeah, you are going to have to include their mortgage payment, whatever their mortgage payment is.
It came out to like, I think their mortgage payment was 14,000 something.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have
14.
a penalty?
They do, right here. That's why they want him to assume it so that they don't get stuck with that penalty.
Oh yeah.
And it's probably pretty steep. I mean, it says it here, but if they're only 2 years into a 10, it's probably 3 to 4% of their mortgage balance. So what's 4% of 3 million? No, it's got to be more than that because $12,000 is not steep.
It'd be 115 on their actual mortgage.
115,000.
Yeah, on the 2.8.
Okay. No, that's 40%. That's 30%. 3% would be 11.5. But anyway, they say it's a steep pre-penalty payment. It could be more than 3 or 4%. Okay. But you got this number here. You're going to have to adjust. Where is it? The raise. You're closer to a 3 million raise, right? What is this? Your acquisition fee?
Yeah.
Okay, and what is this?
Closing.
Closing cost? Okay, perfect. All right, rehab 3,000 a door, 6 million purchase, raise 2. I'm looking back on it. Okay, this is not bad, but this number's got to adjust. So do this 321 divided by 3 million. So you're at 10% cash on cash. Okay. Just 1 second. I'm doing some math here.
Yeah, 10.7.
Okay, so that's good.
So Paul, just to ask a question right there on that 15%, that's actually 10.7.
Yeah.
What are you looking for? Like, what's the range that you're looking
8 to
for
12.
right there?
12.
Okay.
Yeah, 12, I'm all really warm and fuzzy. 8, I'm feeling pretty good. Anything less than 8 in today's market, anything less than 8, I gotta work the deal some more. Lower purchase price. Okay. So 8 to 12. So you can see that's phenomenal right there. Right, 15. But this number needs to be 3 million. So that's going to be a 10%. Okay.
Okay.
Which is great. Which is a good thing to go to an investor to. Okay. So now what you want to do is you want to figure. Let me see. Cash on cash. What is this? Raise. Oh, only if you raise 90.
Yeah, that was for the 6 cap.
Yeah. Okay. So all right. So you can pencil a little bit. Now you can get tighter. Okay. You know this is a $14,000 mortgage. You know you're going to go in at let's call it 5.7 offer. Okay, so 6 million times 90% of that offer is a 5.4. 90% of an offer is respectable in this market. I mean, a lot of people, they want to see, you know, the list price.
I'm sorry, I missed that. Can you say that again?
90% of the offer price is respectable for the seller.
Okay.
Okay. If you get it at 85% of the seller, the list price, that's even better for you. But 90% puts you in the game. So that's a 5.4 million acquisition price. In other words, imagine this, and you realtors understand this. Okay, imagine this. Brad, you represent the seller. I make an offer on the property of 5.4, and I like to make an offer that's weird numbers. I would make an offer like 5.412. Okay, so now you have my offer. You go take it to your seller, and the seller says to you, "What do you think?" And you're like, "Hey, it's 90% of the asking price. That's not bad. That's good." Right? So that's where I'm coming up with that.
Okay.
All right, now you can reshake the numbers. I'd say play around with 5.4.
Okay.
Okay, and then reshake the numbers here. You don't have 25% of 6 million. You have 25% of 3 million or 2.5 million. Right?
Okay. So I'm going to run the numbers off of their actual mortgage, but then the rest of everything else I have to raise.
Yes, and
Okay.
base it on 5.4 for right now.
Okay.
Okay, knowing that in this market, Winston-Salem's a pretty good market. Your strike would be 5.75, maybe 5.8. Okay. Heck, this deal looks like it might even work at 6 million, to tell you the truth. But you can play around with the number at 5.4 for right now. Okay.
Okay.
And then maybe $5,000 a door is too much. You've got $3,000 a door. Do you have any idea of what kind of condition the property's in?
The outside looks pretty good. It's mostly brick.
Mm-hmm.
The parking lot it was a little rough.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was something in there that they put a new roof on recently.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Could be an insurance loss, but go ahead.
And then inside, it's just outdated. It
Mm-hmm.
just needs to get new countertops. I don't know if you'd have to do new cabinets, but they look dated as well.
Maybe new doors, facelift, cabinet
Yeah.
faces.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're talking cosmetics, maybe cosmetics plus, not a rehab, but just kind of cosmetics plus. All right. So play around with $5,000. You know what? Let's do it in the middle. Play around with $4,000 a door, because Winston-Salem is not a high cost of living there is decent. So cost of contracting is decent. Okay.
Okay.
But here's your evaluation. And I like this. You think you can raise rents 25 to 50. Okay. So that's going to change your NOI. Where's my NOI? That's going to change your NOI, right? Do you have a T12, or is this they just gave you a summary? Like, do you know where the expense?
They gave me the T8 with an annualized T12.
Okay, yes, you said that. I get that now. But
Oh.
do they have a list of what the expenses are? Like
Yes.
office, maintenance? Okay.
Yes.
So go in there and just see if there's anything really weird, out of line.
There is. I mean, they have some expenses. Like 1 month it was like 9,000, and then the next month it was 19,000, and then it was down to 8, and then it jumped up to 12.
Okay.
So it was kind of all over the place.
Okay. So then you're going to base on actuals, and then you're going to play your businessman game, and that is, okay, you're going to go raise rents. You're going to lower expenses. You're going to lower expenses, so your rents are raised, your expenses are lowered. You're already at a 5% vacancy, but just for S&G, do 7% vacancy. Okay, just for your conservative pro forma. Okay, you know what S&G is?
Shits and giggles.
Sometimes I tell jokes just for myself. Okay. All right, and then see where your cash is, see where your cap is, and see and okay. Is this off market or is this listed?
No, it's actually listed. It came from a broker.
Okay. This actually looks like a deal that I could probably help you with. Okay.
Okay.
Because of the market and because some of the, I mean, you know, this is shaping up okay. All right.
Okay.
Go to Rentometer or go to CoStar or go somewhere and find out if this is a real deal. Okay.
Okay. And then
But
just
you don't have, excuse me, you don't have to do that just quite yet. This is a very conservative number to deal with. So plug that number in. But as you go down the line and you get a little bit closer, you can give me the address and I'll have my nephew pull it on CoStar. Okay.
Okay.
Or you can send Nina a Starbucks coffee certificate gift certificate.
I have a
I
question.
got no problem doing that.
I hear you. I have a question though. On their mortgage, Brad, did they give you that mortgage payment amount?
Yeah, there's actual sheet that shows the exact amount.
And they aren't requiring anything additional on that other than just the purchase price, nothing additional on the mortgage to assume it?
Not that I know of. I mean, I would share that if I needed to. Mortgage stuff is not really inside my realm of expertise.
Mm-hmm.
On a 10-year note with 2 years in, that payment doesn't seem like it's realistic for $3 million, but okay. It seems like it's more than what you said. I think you said 14 and change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So guys, are you seeing how, at least my mindset, you see how I go through things and I'm like, okay, what can we do here? What can we do here? These are my actuals. What's the reality over here, etc. You see the process that that didn't take long. I mean, that was like, because it's educational, it took about 15 minutes, but you do enough of those and you're like, okay, all right, I see it. I get it. Here's my opportunity. Here's what I can sell to an investor. Let's see who wants to partner up on this. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So Brad, you asked me a specific question though in text, and you said there was a number at the end that you didn't understand. Which number is that, sir?
Right. You just answered my question on the 16.6 there. The
Okay.
next line down where it says 3.9,
Mm-hmm.
where do you want to see that at?
NOI. Is this the debt service?
Yeah, that would be the mortgage per year.
Well, this is net right here. And for some strange reason, we don't evaluate on net. We evaluate on net.
Oh, okay. I just got that off the sheets you did when I think we evaluated
Yeah.
Peter's deal.
Yeah. However, in my brain, this is really what counts, right? Like the net, like after debt service. However, I'll tell you what, you got to figure your DCR, which is the debt coverage ratio, and that will be, it should be 1.25 or greater. So what that means is, am I making enough money? Let's back up. Am I making enough money to cover my debt service? Am I making 1.25 more than my money I'm making? So you are. So
I
take
thought you wanted 1.35.
Yes, 1.25 is lender requirement. 1.35 is our underwriting gauge. Okay.
Okay.
But a lender's gonna see, if they see 1.25 or greater, they're gonna, they're warm and fuzzy. But take this number, 244, and divide it by this number, 321, and what do you have?
$1.33.
There you go. There's your debt service. So
I was guessing. Sorry.
Oh, really?
I got 76. What did you want me to do?
The other way around.
Is it the other way around? 244 divided by 321?
Yeah.
Or is
No.
it 321 divided by 244?
No, it's your
Correct.
244 was your payment divided by your gross is your debt service.
I think that's what he did the first time.
Yeah.
The bigger
It
number.
is.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I got, if you can see that.
So it would be seven, it would be, it's not very good. It's 0.76. So,
If you take 321 divided by 244,
1.315.
1.315. That sound, I mean, just looking at it, that sounds right.
44612.
Okay. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention to you, so you're raising the rent here, okay? So in your 5-year to 7-year projection, you want to raise rents. You want to have a 3% raise, okay? You're also going to have a little bit of raise in expenses. So, I mean, you can play around with it, a 2% raise, a 3% raise. But what I'm trying to get to is, you know, you're going to buy this thing for $5.5 million, right? What's it worth in 5 years? Okay, so
Okay.
your buy cap is where are you at buy cap? You're at 5.6 buy cap. Maybe not even that much. You're 5.8 buy cap. So you what's a decent sell cap? Like just pick one, right? What's a decent sell cap, guys? Anybody?
7.
7.5.
8.
Yeah. At least, well, maybe like 2 points on top of
Mhm,
so
mhm.
7.5. You said 5.5, right?
Is his buy cap?
Yeah, so 7.5. Sorry.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So then now, so project out at a 7.5 cap, what your exit price will be.
Okay.
Now, not here, not now, but when you really get to the pro forma, okay, so that you can present to an investor, you'll figure your selling expenses as well, okay, so that you know your true net gain after sale. So you got a percentage of the sale goes to closing, goes to sale expenses. You don't do that here, not yet. You know, we do that probably during due diligence so that we get a very accurate business plan and a presentation to investors. But I can tell you right now, if an investor sees 10% cash on cash, okay, and they see anywhere at right now in the current environment, if they see anywhere after sale, after disposition, anywhere around an 18% annual return, that's a deal. We can make that deal happen. Okay, but you're on the right track here. Just clean it up and then let's revisit it. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, are you saying cash on cash is before debt?
Yes.
You see, that would be, to a novice investor, they would be expecting that cash on cash, but then you say, oh, well, we've got to pay debt service. So you're only going to get.
Well, yeah, but and that makes it lower, right? But my debt service, there's so many variables in debt service. Like just in this deal, right? I've got an assumption. So, like for the barometers, for the gauges, we go pre debt service, and the debt service has its own barometers, like the DCR. Okay. But now remember, well, okay, I don't want to get too deep into the weeds here, but when we get actually ready to present to an investor, we're gonna do a couple of things, right? We're not gonna pay them like, where's my profit? We're not gonna pay them the whole thing, right? We're gonna pay them a percentage of this,
Right.
and so that raises this, right? Because they get some as operators, and they get theirs first. As operators, we get some, right? But we're going to pay a percentage of this. That's going to raise this. Okay. But these bones are looking good. They're looking like, I'd take a secondary look at it. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions on this transaction here?
I just want to know what the purchase price, the exit price would be at the 7.5 cap. I'm curious.
can I guess? If he gets in at 5.4, he's probably going to exit at 5.4, 6. He's probably going to exit at around 7.9-ish.
How do you come to that? That's what I want to know.
Out of my brain.
We know that you're the wizard, Paul. But for those of us who are the concubines,
Hold on, let me open your brain. Hold on.
The concubines.
I don't know. I just threw it out there. So
That's weird. Okay, so then we take. All right, so to get the exit, we have an equity multiplier. Okay, and the equity and Google equity multiplier. Okay, but basically equity multiplier is the number that we multiply the the NOI by each year to give us the end NOI at the end of 5 years, and then on that NOI we figure our 7.5 cap, and that gives us the exit.
Well, I added 3%, a couple of different, maybe about 4 or 5 times to the NOI.
Mm-hmm.
And I only came out with just over 5 million. So I don't get that. I don't get what I'm doing wrong.
because it's compounded.
That's right. It's compounded. Did you compound it, or did you just do it simple?
Well, I just kept to the each amount. Yeah, you're right. It's probably didn't compound it.
Pull out that trusty notebook you got there, Paul. Show us the wizardry.
Oh, that spreadsheet. Let's do this. I'll do a preliminary workup on this deal after Brad cleans up the numbers.
Okay.
Okay, and then we'll extend it out 5.
Cool.
Okay. Let him clean up the numbers. Let's go with 5.445 acquisition. Clean up the numbers.
5.45 or just 5.4?
What did I say earlier?
5.4, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and our strike is going to be 5.8 maybe. Okay. And then I'll run it through the spreadsheet, and you'll see how the numbers compound. Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions on this particular evaluation? There's a lot of good information here, by the way, Brad. So you got enough to do a decent evaluation. Okay.
Okay.
I have a question.
One more thing here, Mark. Go back to the realtor and ask what that typical is right there.
Okay.
Okay. Call a property management company and ask them. See if we're in the right area of 55,000-ish or so. ¿Qué pasó, Mark?
I thought cash on cash meant whatever cash the investor pulls out of his pocket, not including debt service.
That is correct.
Or the borrowed money. So if they put nothing down, for just for argument's sake, that now the cash on cash is infinite. If he puts $10,000 down, it's not putting 5 million.
Well, we're talking about the difference. See, you only got $3 million that the mortgage is carrying now, but he's buying it for 5.4. So right there, he's got to come up with 2.4. That's cash out of pocket. Okay, unless you get some bridge financing, but for the sake of this conversation, that's cash out of pocket. Then he's got some rehab, 500,000. So he's got to come up with $3 million.
That's too much. That's too much out of pocket. Screw that $100,000 prepayment penalty. Buy the whole thing with debt.
But it's cheaper on their debt, actually. It's a good deal on their debt.
No, but you got to come up with $3 million from an investor's pocket.
But that's just not just an investor. You could do that with 6 or 8 investors or 10.
Well, I see his point, and so a piece of the conversation could be, hey, Mr. Realtor, what's the actual number here?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's the real number? Because if the seller is thinking, oh man, I don't want to be penalized $20,000, well, now Mark has a great point.
Yeah. If it's only 20,000 a year, it makes sense.
So you would go back and ask him that?
Yeah, if the penalty is $120,000, okay. Now, now we're going to assume, right?
No,
Well, you
why,
can
why
still-
would
you
you,
can still-
so you can still have to come up with $3 million. Screw that $100,000 prepayment penalty.
Well,
And
that's
come-
what I'm saying. I hear what you're saying, Mark, in that if the payment penalty is so steep, you'll pay it, but you're going to go in with a lower offer. You see, they're going to have to eat that up in your
Or you
offer.
or you could split the difference in the offer.
There you
um,
go. There you
Well,
go.
but you know what? One person's steep is different from another person's definition of steep.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Precisely.
I mean, on the treadmill, 10% to me is steep.
Hmm.
10% incline. Okay.
I got it. Okay, let's just Brad, clean up step 1. Okay, and then we'll do some more evaluation.
Okay.
All right. Listen, I'm not saying this will happen or anything, but if this turns out to be a good deal, we can talk about how to get this done, right? Like how to get investors in it. All right. So
Yeah.
let's figure that out. Okay. Who's got another one here that we want to look at? Do we want to look at another one? Jesus had one. So let me go over here to, let me go over here and see if it's, this one here? Oh, no, that's not it. That's it. Okay, so are you able to see my screen?
Yes,
Okay, so is this one right here?
I think so.
Finally, we received the information from the properties in Indiana. Good morning, Mark. Da-da-da-da-da. Is there a sheet here? Let's see what this is. Is this it?
Yep.
Okay, 5 units. Is this one building, 5 units?
Yeah, that's the same thing I showed you last time, but this time they sent me the information.
Okay, let's take
So
a
I
quick
told them
overview.
I told them I need more information.
All right, let's do a quick overview here.
They sent me the list.
There's a typical lease, residential lease. Well, somebody signed it. What is these? These are all 5 leases. I see what's going on here. What? Okay, what's this? The rent roll. All right.
That's the Rembrandt. Yep.
Can I read it sideways? Let's see.
I think you can flip it, right?
Yeah, I got my computer flipped. I don't think y'all can see that, can you?
No, we can. You're flipped. You're flipped.
Are
for
you serious? You can see it?
I'm gonna send you a picture of yourself. You're flipped. I genuinely, heartfeltly mean that.
Okay, I'm flipped. Yes, I'm flipped out. Yes. Okay, so you've got 5 units. You have 1 vacancy, so that means you have a 20% vacancy. Wow, these leases in place since 07, 09, 16, and 15. Okay, your square foot, your rent is, I can't move my mouse sideways. Your rent is, come on, 640. Okay, so 29,000 annually, but you're missing a unit. Okay, so your average rent is about 600-ish, 625-ish maybe?
Yeah.
625-ish. Okay. Okay, now I get to go back. Post that in Facebook, Nina. Post that on the group. Nothing will stop us. Crooked screens or not.
That's right.
This is a different deal.
Yeah,
429.
that's another one. That's another one.
Okay, I remember seeing this one.
Yeah.
Here we go. Okay.
We gotta flip the other way.
You gotta flip the other way now.
Okay. All right, so what do you want to do with this deal? You want to buy it?
Yeah. Or
Well-
wholesale it. Whatever's whatever
Wholesale it?
works.
Wait, hey, Paul, scroll back a little bit for a sec.
This is a separate deal. This is not that first one.
Because I was looking at the per offering price here,
Yeah,
420.
this is 6 units.
Okay.
For 29. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
But this one is built in 1917. My word. When was this other one built? Do we know? Oops, now I gotta go back the other way. No, we don't know.
No, we don't know about that one.
Okay. How much rehab? Do we know how much rehab?
No, not yet.
Okay.
That's something else I need to find out. We have price.
What town? Yeah.
It's real hard for me to see this. Hammond, Indiana. 30
Yep.
minutes from Chicago. Here's a map. You know, I don't understand why they put useless photos in these things. Okay, a ruler. When was the last time you saw a ruler? Mark, you probably use a ruler, don't you?
All right, there's a joke there, but I'm not going to cover it.
Okay.
It looks bigger than it really is. What?
Objects in this mirror.
Shameless, 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 shameless.
Wow.
Oh, it could get worse.
Concubine before.
It could, yeah. Who dropped the concubine on us earlier?
I'm on the wrong
It just
group.
happen.
Okay, these are all just pictures. Okay, let's go back over here. All right, so, you know, same thing. These are your expenses.
That's really not a whole, I mean, it's nice that they, look
No,
at that.
those are just features. Huh?
all
What?
Utilities.
What?
The tenants are paying all utilities. That's a good thing.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Where's the money thing? Is this it? Yeah, here it is.
Uh,
95%. What's the cap? That's a pro forma cap is 8.
Current
Current is
7.05.
705, 7.5.
yeah, that's not offensive. That's actually fairly decent.
I would call a bunch of
nine on pro
managers,
forma.
if they're comfortable managing this property. That's a gauge on the neighborhood, if they're willing to do it.
And while you're having that's a good point. And while you're having that conversation, ask them if this is a fair price.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay. And ask them if they know anybody that would want to buy this from you. And then go in and offer these older buildings like this, they're just, to me, they're risky. Unless you're actually going into like a regentrification type area. I don't know if that's this area, but they're risky. Like one thing goes wrong on those buildings and there goes your whole profit for the whole year. But ask if 429 is acceptable, you know, ask if they know anybody, ask if they would manage it. And ask what the average rents are.
Average rent. All right.
Yeah, is this a listing or is this off market?
Is listing.
Okay.
Mm.
How many days on market do you know? Did it say over here?
Like quite a bit, a few months, I believe.
Oh, we looked at that before. It was
Yeah,
almost,
yeah.
it was like 9 months.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is, that tells me this is prime for a big reduction in the price.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so you got a few questions to ask there.
Yes,
All right.
I have all of them. Okay.
Okay, great. Back to normal here. Okay.
Mm.
All right, what else? What else do we want to cover? What else do we want to cover? Let's get the answers on those, and then we'll deep dive, evaluate those. Brad, if you can reshake those numbers, I will plug them into my calculator for tomorrow's meeting. Okay.
Okay, real quick, I just got a message from the agent. I asked them what the prepayment penalty was, and they said it was close to 1 million.
I'll spit out my coffee.
Like crap.
Speechless right now.
Yeah, that's steep.
That's stupid.
That's stupid. Is right.
I guess that qualifies the word steep, huh? How many days on market is that one? Do we know?
I think it's only like 6.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll find out the information. Okay. So, I guess that's it. I mean, anybody got anything else pressing in terms of deal evaluations you want to look at here? I'm happy to look at them through the day and, offline, but anything here?
No.
The thing I was looking at.
Guys, I couldn't get you guys into that webinar, unfortunately. I tried.
It's okay. Thank you anyways.
We're outsiders. Thank you.
I see how it is.
What I was looking at, Paul, behind me, I did some research and it's on market over 300 days. And the price history, they started asking 520,000. Now it's down to 360. So
It's out there. It's so remote. It's out there.
I know, but it's at it as a freeway, a highway exit. I don't know.
That's your big positive.
I could sell
Okay.
sandwiches on the side of the road with a lemonade stand.
Have something like kiddie stuff there, like a little kiddie park where they can go and play, like little,
Yeah, there is a playground there already. It's kind of new.
I'm talking like little rides and things, like little cat,
Oh, insurance liability. I don't know about that.
well, that might bring you some dollars in revenue if it's right off the highway there.
What else you got, Mark? If that were a little bit closer to a major town, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
anyway,
I
if is
I-
a big word.
got a
Huh?
couple of other things I'm putting the numbers together. I wasn't ready for today.
Okay. All right. So y'all stay in touch with me, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Deal?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks a
All right.
lot.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.